T&D Sports, an exclusive video broadcast. T&D Sports Video Productions presents the Arlen and Cohen High School Lacrosse Game of the Week. Today it's the Chiefs of Massapequa High School hosting the Warriors of Wantagh High School. Hi everyone from here at Massapequa High School. Mike Trezza on hand to bring you all the action, joined by Chris Caiozzo. And Chris, we've got a non-conference Nassau sort of neighborhood battle going on here today.
Both coaches called it a crosstown rivalry, Mike. They're looking forward to this game. Both teams right down the road from each other. But, both teams on the year, kind of two different stories. Massapequa, 4-1 on the year. Wantagh, 1-2 in conference. And on the year, 3-2 overall. So we will spotlight some players today for Wantagh. It's number 17, Dylan Martini. A little bit of a family affair here in Wantagh, Mike. Tyler Martini. I was thinking about his brother, Dylan, and actually his cousin Jake plays on the team. For Tyler, he is a guy who could play both sides of the ball, a midfielder, going to Binghamton next year, leads the team in goals and assists. Coach Polo says he does everything, and he leads by example.
And also another pair of brothers on the team, the Carlo brothers for Wantagh. We'll be talking about them in a couple minutes. But in the meantime, Chris, let's talk about this Massapequa Chiefs team. A really good start to their season, and they are led by number 3, Vincent McDermott.
Vincent McDermott going to Hofstra next year, the future pride, as we see on the screen here. He's ready today for this non-conference affair. A very good scorer, according to Coach Draper. He's going Division I, as I mentioned. He could do a lot of great things. He's a strong dodger. He passes well, and, of course, scores well, too.
So we're going to take a quick break, step away, and be back with the opening face-off and all the action right after this. You're watching the Arlen and Cohen Lacrosse Game of the Week, brought to you by T&D Sports Video Productions.
Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. Half pipe, leave you full of pain? We've got specialists for that. Arlen and Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle, so you can feel better faster.
Incredible pass. Johnson on the other end, and then a goal back for Farmingdale.
Double comes every time Spallina beats it.
He's got to give it up. He does to his brother, who scores.
Spallina to Spallina.
You have Leonetti behind her. Batika fires, and a save by Bowden. Her 4th already.
4th in 7 minutes. And another one.
Oh my, what instinct. And her
Minning score.
Gives it up, McNamara. He rips it and he scores!
Experience. Trusted. Proven. Excellence. Over 20 years of professional sports video production. The industry standard. T&D Sports Video Production. Whether it's a single game, a whole season, or a college recruitment video, T&D Sports is your one-stop video solution. T&D Sports Video Productions. All sports, all levels, all the time.
Just about set for the opening face-off from here at Massapequa High. Mike Trezza, Chris Caiozo on hand to bring you all the action. And Chris, let's talk for just a moment about this coaching matchup. For Wantagh, it's Coach James Polo, and for the Chiefs, it's Coach Mike Draper, two guys that are very familiar with each other's staff.
Yes, actually, Coach Draper is best friends with the assistant coach of Wantagh. And we talked about that yesterday, and they want to start playing each other every year now. Coach Draper just took over last year, his first full year as head coach, Mike, for the Massapequa Chiefs.
Let's zero in on for just a moment on the goalie matchup. For the Warriors, it's number 45, Cavett Ireland, the senior. And for the Chiefs, it's number 25, Machinati.
Machinati, his first year in the cage, doing a great job as we see him here getting ready for play. Sorry, that's Wantagh's goalie. Both number 45.
So we're ready for the opening face-off. It's Greaves against Tucker. It's won by Wantagh. They're in the black jerseys. They move left to right, and they'll go to work on the offense to start the game. Martini. Out high to his brother Tyler. They'll whip it around the horn. Try to be patient and get their offense set. It's younger brother Drew Martini who takes his place behind the cage. Now here's a dodge. Nice pass to Tyler. Tyler loses it off his stick, and it's recovered by Massapequa. Coming away with it is number 42, Ryan Fountain. Fountain trying to clear it ahead, and he does.
See what Massapequa can do here on their first offensive possession. Look for guys like Dernan, Modica.
Jack DiTomaso near side. He gives it up to Michael Dernan, the lightning quick attackman. He's behind the cage with Malika.
Dernan at 5'7", but very quick.
Brandon Fitzpatrick tries to find room. He fires it and he scores! Braden Fitzpatrick with the first goal of the game just puts Massapequa up.
Massapequa goal, number 37, Braden Fitzpatrick.
As we see here, Fitzpatrick gets the pick set, goes left, right on the bounce in the back of the net.
So Fitzpatrick, the junior, committed to LIU to play some lacrosse in 2 years, but he's got unfinished business with the Chiefs. Once again, it's Quinn Tucker working against Will Greaves for the faceoff.
Massapequa, 2019 state champs, looking to do that again in 2022.
Wantagh comes away with possession and then loses it. It's McDermott, far side the field. McDermott guarded by Alfaro. Whips it around to the near side. Durnan has it. Chiefs around the perimeter. Bernie. Now it's Radomski.
Radomski, his dad, an assistant coach on the staff, former head coach, stepped down to be the assistant under Coach Draper.
Nice ball movement. McDermott left side. Looking for help. Gives it up. Bernie. Couple spins. Now has to give it up to Radomski. McDermott fires. And that's turned away. Nice save that time by Ireland.
Very good save. Another first-year guy. Both goalies first year in net for Wantagh.
Back the other way is Nick Capelli, who carries it into the zone. Gives it out high to Maniette.
Kate Carrot Ireland, the senior. Three-sport athlete. He gets big saves out of nowhere, Coach Polo said. He has a 50% save percentage, so pretty good for Ireland.
Wantagh trying to spread it out now a little bit. Finally, it's Maniette who moves in. Maniette to Martini. Nice dodge move. He can't get away. Finally gives it up to Carlo. Behind the cage. Now far side. Here's a shot and a goal. Mark Maniette puts Wantagh on the board.
A great answer, as we see on the
Wantagh
replay
goal,
here.
number 21, Mark Manet.
Manet off the left.
So 1-1. 8:08 left in the first. Same two guys on the face-off. Greaves and Tucker.
So Manet, his first.
Greaves just a sophomore, but he'll take most of the face-offs to Wantagh.
I thought that was a great answer by Wantagh, letting one goal up, coming back on offense and scoring. But here, Mike, Massapequa looking to get the lead.
Fitzpatrick gives it up behind to Durnan. Durnan, small, quick, but unafraid to be around the cage, according to his coach. Now it's McDermott, right side. 7.5 left in the first. Teams tied at 1. McDermott looking for room. Once again working against Alfaro. Comes out high to Fitzpatrick. Nice dish. The shot sailed wide. It came from Radomski.
He saw the open Radomski, but Radomski missed the net wide.
Chiefs keep it, though.
Getting good audio feedback from the field. You can hear the plays they're calling from here.
Radomski. Up high to Fitzpatrick. Thought about it, backed it off. Good ball movement by Massapequa. Back out high, Radomski. Round the horn. Chiefs with 2 behind the cage. Down to 6:20 left in the first.
Both teams moving the ball slow early.
Chiefs being very patient here, Chris. Again, 2 behind the cage. Let's see what Durnan does. Around in the circle it goes once more. Finally, McDermott makes a move. He's covered by two guys, but he scores anyway.
Massapequa goal number 3, Vincent McDermott.
Vincent
Vincent
McDermott,
McDermott.
the senior Hofstra commit. We highlighted him in our opening.
A lot of passing, and McDermott winds up and scores. His first.
Took a shot from Capelli there as he was getting the shot away. But as we mentioned, he scores anyway, and he's just put the Chiefs up 2-1. 5:50 left in the first.
Very patient, the Massapequa Chiefs on offense. A lot of passing, Mike. Now Wantagh has possession off the faceoff.
This time Greaves comes away with it for the Warriors. Comes near side to Conway. Conway gets it ahead to Manet. Manet now breaks into the zone, showing good speed.
Manet, the only goal scorer for the Warriors so far, as they maintain possession. Mike, a lot of different goal scorers. When I talked to Coach Polo this morning, they're a young team, and a couple of rough years with the COVID year and last year bouncing back, not having the best season. He thinks this team has a lot of potential, especially the guys coming up in their freshman, sophomore, and junior years.
Danny Fasane, number 8, is behind the cage. Small but quick. Gives it up. Turns and fires, and that shot's turned away by Gennady. Peak was back the other way with Durnett. Almost loses it. Now D'Alessandro takes hold. In the hands of Ireland, and he clears.
It's a great save for Massapequa on the possession before this one.
Nice dish in front, and there's a score that comes from Sackos. Bam Sackos.
As we see, let's take a look.
Wantagh goal number
Passing by
1,
Wantagh,
Anthony Sakos.
as Sackos scores off the bounce.
Sackos, you see him there on your screen, the junior. They call him Bam. Don't call me Anthony or Antony.
Coach specifically said that's his nickname, and bam, scores.
Ties the score at 2. 4:03 left in the first. From here at Massapequa, Mike Trezza, Chris Cayozo. Procedure call on Wantagh sends the ball to Massapequa. Our first visit to Nassau this year after doing mostly Suffolk games for the beginning part of our lacrosse season. McDermott gives it up top. Fired up shot comes from Bernie, and that's turned away.
Ireland, his first save of the game. Now each goalie with one save.
Down to 3:20 left in the first, tied at 2. TJ Carlo sends it across the field to Capelli. Capelli near side. Gets it behind to Fasane. Dylan Martini in his familiar spot behind the cage. Sends it up top to Jake Martini. All 3 Martini brothers involved now. Down to 2:45. Here's a dodge by Fasane. He loses the ball. Fighting for it is Ryan Fountain, but it's going to stay with the Warriors.
See if Wantagh could take their first lead of the game here, Mike.
Hussein gives it up. Dylan Martini. Out high to Jake. Jake beats his defender. Fires wide.
Good move there by Jake Martini, the sophomore, the second youngest of Martinis. Got a senior, junior, and a freshman.
Here's Solkos. He scores. They're waving off that goal. Let's see what the call is on that play. They're disallowing that goal. We neglected to mention our officiating staff at the beginning, Mike McCluskey, Pat Sullivan, and also Brendan Wallace.
Second time we're on Brendan Wallace's. This is his second game officiating. I don't know if it was with me or you, Mike, or I was with Jim, but that name sounds so familiar.
I know Mike McCluskey does a lot of basketball games. I've had him many times. But they disallowed that goal, so it remains 2-2. Chiefs now on the offense, once again being deliberate and sending it around the horn. Vince McDermott near side, up top, around the horn once again. Malika on the far side. Malika with the shot, and he's turned away by Ireland.
Ireland's second save of the game, showing up.
Down under a minute to go, tied at 2. That's a nice dish to get it ahead. Capelli. Shot in front. Just goes off the stick of Gennady.
A couple of things about Ireland. He's good at outlets, feeding the offense. He's a calming force for the Warriors defense.
Martini behind. Sends it in front. We're down to 20 seconds left in the quarter. Let's see if Wantagh can orchestrate another scoring attack.
It's hard when the scoreboard's behind you. You got to keep looking back.
They don't get off a shot. Let's see if Massapequa can. We're down to 2 and 1, and that's the end of the first quarter. So after one quarter of play, the score, Massapequa 2, Wantagh 2. We'll take a short break, and we'll be back with more action right after this.
Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. Half pipe, leave you full of pain? We've got specialists for that. Orland & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle, so you can feel better, faster.
Incredible pass. Johnson on the other end, and then a goal back for Farmingdale.
Double comes every time Spallina beats it.
He's got to give it up. He does to his brother, who scores.
Spallina to Spallina.
You have Leonetti behind her. Batika fires, and a save by Bowden. Her fourth already.
Fourth in 7 minutes. And another one.
Oh my, what instincts. And then her
Minning score.
Gives it up, McNamara. He rips it and he scores! Welcome back, everyone, to Massapequa High for our lacrosse game of the week. Mike Trezon, hand along with Chris Cayozo, our entire T&D Sports production crew. And you see the Wantagh Warriors on your screen, Chris.
I thought they did a great job, Mike. First quarter of play, and as we see their goalie, Ireland, he had 2 saves, 2 big saves. They actually got a goal called off, so they should be winning, but the goal got called off. 2-2. I'm excited. This is a great game so far.
I'll be interested to talk to the official after the game and find out what exactly the call was on that.
I'm sure Coach Polo got an explanation during our break.
Once again, it's Tucker for Massapequa, Greaves for Wantagh, and Greaves comes away with it once again. He sends it back to the goalie, Ireland.
Their Fogo, Greaves, has a 60% winning percentage on the year.
Sean Carlo gets it ahead. This side, it's Sokas. Or I should say Sakos.
Wantagh has so far impressed me on the offensive side. Coach Polo said majority of the team is led by their midfield and defense.
Carlo, and that shot is stopped by Gennady.
As I was saying, their midfield is strong. Young attack. Defense led by a captain and a great athlete.
Carlo fires. That shot is wide. Sean Carlo, the older of the two Carlo brothers on this Wantagh team.
I think they beat the Spalinas out. There's only 3 Spalinas. They have 3 Martinis and 2 Carlos. So a family affair in Wantagh.
Visane thought about firing, instead sent it up top to Martini. Martini beats his man and he scores!
Our
Wantagh goal number
player,
17, Tyler Martini.
number 17. As we see here, beats his man. The defender off the right bounces it in to give Wantagh their first lead.
Working against Jack Schiffel, the long stick midi. Wantagh now up 3-2. Just underway here, second quarter. Again, the same 2 guys on the face-off. Massapequa guy pushed, and that's going to send the ball to Wantagh.
Martini, like I mentioned before, Tyler Martini, captain. He leads the team in goals and assists. Add another one to his tally there. He does everything. He leads by example, and he's headed to be a Bearcat at Binghamton next year.
Far side it goes. Now behind the cage to Dylan Martini, the youngest of the 3 brothers. Shot comes from Sakos. It won't work.
Sakos scored that goal that got called off. He has one already, looking for his second. So 3 different goal scorers for Wantagh. Mark Manier, Tyler Martini, and Bam Sakos.
That shot is a save by Gennady. And Gennady sends it ahead into the hands of Vince McDermott. He dodges a couple guys and carries it into the zone.
That's Gennady's second save. A little fun fact. I told you between the break, you could hear the audio so well. Massapequa calls out a play called Adelphi. Fun fact, Coach Draper used to be the coach at Adelphi. So easy to remember for the offense.
Adelphi, excellent athletic program in a number of different sports over there in Garden City.
Coach Draper, a 1999 grad of Massapequa High School.
Here's Will Burney. Slams on the brakes. Sends it up top. Right side to Dernan. Now up top to Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick on the far side of the field. Guarded by Capelli. Gets around him. Into the middle of the field. He fires and he scores! Braden Fitzpatrick.
Massapequa goal number 37, Braden Fitzpatrick.
his second. Let's take a look, Mike. Fitzpatrick, one-on-one. Good defense by Capelli. Just beats him. But Fitzpatrick winds up and puts the goalie to the floor.
And ties the score at 3.
Had a great
We're
game
down to
here.
8.5 left in the second.
Great game. Nassau battle.
This time, Jack Prudenti, the junior Fogo, is going to take the face-off. Once again, he works against Greaves. Greaves comes away with it, and he scoops it up. He's on the move right to left. Looking for help. Gets it back to Manier. Now up top to Sackos.
Can't miss Sackos. He has that blonde hair coming out of his helmet.
Right side of the field, it's Sean Carlo. Carlo, big kid, gives it off to Sackos. Wantagh once again deliberate on the attack. Manier turned away by Gennady.
Gennady, his third save.
Gennady made it look very easy on that save.
He did. Low scoring affair here in Massapequa.
Sean McDermott gets it near side of the field. Now it's Michael Valentine.
Guys, you gotta know he didn't want it.
Di Tommaso in the corner. Gives it out high to Radomski.
Chiefs looking to take their second lead as they've led once before.
Nice dish to McDermott. He gives it up, and that's kicked away by Ireland.
A great goalie matchup. 3 saves apiece. And now Wantagh on the attack.
Nice dish out high to Carlo. Resets the offense. Tyler Martini working against Connor Enright. Martini. That's a save. This time it's by Ireland again.
I think that was Gennady.
Check it, Gennady on that save.
I got a little confused there for a second. I thought they switched uniforms. Because I think they're wearing similar numbers, 45 and 25. But there was a flag, Mike. Picked up. But Wantagh will be on the man up. That's Mike McCluskey with the call. Looking at his assistant official. And now Wantagh on the man up. First penalty comes halfway through the second quarter.
Nice feed in front. Ball could not be controlled. It skipped off the stick. It comes out high to Tyler. Chased down behind the cage by Fassane. And he keeps the possession of the ball for Wantagh. Wantagh on the man up.
Sacco's looking for his second, starting up the offense.
Good ball movement. And that ball is stolen. Back the other way. On the move is Ryan Fountain. He carries into the zone.
Massapequa man down still. Just trying to kill some clock here. Unlike in hockey, you could clear it. Lacrosse, you just got to hold on to it.
Penalty over. Teams at even strength with 5:10 left before halftime. Teams tied at 3. There's a nice dish, and there's a score. Goal comes from Will Burney. Burney goes boom.
Massapequa goal number 13, Will Burney.
Let's take a look, Mike. Had to give you time for that celebration. I loved it. But Bernie gets the dish, winds up, boom. Bernie goes boom. I'm sorry, I had to steal that.
A lot of power behind that shot. Will Burney, the junior, headed to Stony Brook, not this fall, but the following one.
You see that a lot in lacrosse. You know, they changed the rules up. People used to commit sophomore year, freshman year. Now colleges won't let you commit till junior year. So Bernie
Is a shot back the other way, and they score. Wantagh scores with Capelli.
Nick Capelli, his first.
Wantagh goal number 11, Nick Capelli.
We'll see here, Capelli, so quick. I was still talking about Bernie's goal. Moves up quick, off the bounce, just past Giannetti.
You saw he got that shot off before. He could be triple teamed, and he's just tied it at 4. We're down under 5 minutes left in the first half of play. From here at Massapequa, Mike Trezza, Chris Cayozo. Prudente will take the face-off again for the Chiefs. He works against Greaves.
Third tie of the afternoon. 2-2 after 1. I'm impressed with both goalies, Mike. As only 4 goals. I'm so sorry.
We've got a timeout by Massapequa. We're going to step away and be back with more action right after this. You're watching T&D Sports Video Productions.
Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. Half pipe, leave you full of pain? We've got specialists for that. Orland & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle, so you can feel better, faster.
Experience. Trusted. Proven. Excellence. Over 20 years of professional sports video production. The industry standard. T&D Sports Video Production. Whether it's a single game, a whole season, or a college recruitment video, T&D Sports is your one-stop video solution. T&D Sports Video Productions. All sports, all levels, all the time.
4-4 tie. 4.5 left before halftime from here at Massapequa. Mike Trezza, Chris Cayozo scramble for it right in front of it. It sails out of bounds, and it's going to go over to Wantagh.
Wantagh looking to retake the lead as we are tied at 4. Incredible start by both teams. Evenly matched. Massapequa, League A. Wantagh, League C. So a non-league game.
Ball goes far side. Now comes back behind the cage to Sakos. Carlo on the near side. Looking for room. Double team. Gives it up. Tyler Martini sends it wide.
You know, Wantagh needs a goal. They're going to go to their goal scorers. Sakos being one of them. Martini. Sorry, there's 3 of them. Tyler being their leading scorer. You know, this is any goal that could put you up if you're the underdog.
Sackos with Valentine on him, and Valentine nearly takes it away from him, but it's scooped up by Fasain.
Danny Fasain, great hustle. Kind of came out of nowhere.
Fasain ends up with a little hitch in his giddy up after that play. We'll see if he's all right. Down to 3:20 left in the second.
There's a flag out. McCluskey throws another one. Another man up. 0 for 1 on the day for the Warriors on the man up. Coach Polo told me about a few guys to pay attention to. Mike Offiaro, Troy Donahue, committed to Nassau. Not on the field right now, but he said these are two guys we use on the man up.
Goes behind the cage to Fasain. Looking for help. Tyler Martini gives it up. That shot is turned away by Gennady.
Mike, it looked like his stick got hit on the windup. Almost like a blocked shot in basketball.
Just under 3 to play before halftime. Here's a shot, and he scores! Sean Carlo.
Wantagh goal number 22, Sean Carlo.
Sean Carlo, his first, as we take a look on the replay. Great dishing by the Warriors. Carlo winds up and beats Gennady.
Ball touched 6 different sticks, I should say, before it was finally put in by Carlo. And it's Wantagh who's now on top 5-4.
As you saw in that shot, the Farmingdale men's lacrosse staff is up there scouting today.
Nice. There's a push call, and that's going to send it once again to the Warriors. Sackos carries it behind on the near side. Watched by Keith Viola.
Coach Polo said every game has been a quality game for them. No bad losses. They beat Cold Spring Harbor 10-9. They lost to Southside 6-5. They beat Port Washington 10-9. They beat Limbrook.
Manier, couple spins, gives it up, and Carlo puts it in.
Wantagh goal number 22, Sean Carlo.
Sean Carlo, not one, but 2 goals, as we see on the replay. Maniette, great dish. Fakes him right, shoots left, and Gennady didn't stand a chance.
And as they said in that movie, Chris, Warriors have come out to play.
Another face-off here. Massapequa trails by 2 with 2 minutes left. I don't think they were going to be in this position.
Tucker is back on for the face-off for Massapequa. Procedure call on Greaves. Ball's loose on the near side. Scramble for it. Play getting physical on the sideline. Let's see who comes away with it. Massapequa does.
Massapequa needs something. And a turnover.
So Wantagh will take possession, nearing the 1.5-minute mark to play before halftime. Carried into the zone by Capelli.
This would be a big goal for Wantagh before the half. You know, we saw on Tuesday a team in St. Anthony is being down 4. So lacrosse is a game of runs.
Nice ball movement. Sackos thought about it, passed it up, and sent it up high as we approach a minute left before halftime.
Let's go, Jake, make a move!
Turning, firing, and hitting the post. is Alfaro.
Clock is still, no, it's stopped at 55 seconds.
Wantagh keeps possession, though. Martini is knocked off the play. Ball is loose. Fought for by D'Alessandro. He can't come away with it. Some physical play.
Timeout. Back of the Cage is excited to announce our collaboration with T&D Sports to bring more coverage to the high school game. Our mission at Back of the Cage has always been to provide the best-in-class coverage for boys and girls lacrosse. We are excited to work alongside T&D Sports to provide more coverage than ever and elevate the exposure of this great game across the Northeast.
So even though, Chris, these two teams are in different conferences, as we mentioned, neighborhood rivals and a great level of familiarity with one another.
This is a game that, both teams should get up for. But Wantagh, as we see their huddle, Coach Polo drawing up a play, 42 seconds left. This is a big turn of events. You can go up 3 goals versus one of the better teams in Class A. You have the advantage there. But Massapequa, don't sleep on them. They are state champions 2019. They are well led by a goalie himself, Coach Draper.
We'll talk about that more in the second half. Coach Draper's background and how he came to take over this program here at Massapequa. But right now we're down to 42 seconds left before halftime. Wantagh is going to keep possession. They're already up 2 goals. Sean Carlo will put it in.
I would look for Martini here if I'm Wantagh, or even get Sakos by the crease area. Or why not Carlo?
Manier, he fires, shot goes wide. Down to 26 left to play.
Get 2 shots off. Maybe a 2 for 1. Good play, Paul.
Carlo, that pass is broken up by Ryan Fountain. And now Massapequa goes back the other way. They're down under 10 seconds. Let's see if they can get a shot. Di Tommaso can't get it off in time, and that's the way the first half will end. So after one half of play, Wantagh leads Massapequa 6-4. We'll be back with some halftime coverage right after this on T&D Sports Video Productions.
Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. Half pipe, leave you full of pain? We've got specialists for that. Orland & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle, so you can feel better faster.
Welcome back, everyone, to Massapequa High. Mike Trezon hand along with Chris Cayoso. 6-4 as we get ready to start the second half. Wantagh, the visiting team, on top of home Massapequa. And, Chris, let's check the halftime scoring leaders for both teams.
Let's start with the Warriors, the leaders, 6-4. 2 from Sean Carlo, 1 from Mark Manier, 1 from Tyler Martini, 1 from Anthony... Oh, I caught myself. Bam! Sakos. And 1 for Nick Capelli. You know what's funny, Mike? When I say Mark Manier, I'm thinking of Mark Messier, the great ranger, the French.
That is true. Let's check the scoring leaders for Massapequa.
For Massapequa, they're led by Braden Fitzpatrick with 2, Will Burney with 1, and Vincent McDermott with one. And as we look at the goalie, Janetti, warming up, he has saves. And the goalie for Wantagh, who is Cavett Ireland, has 3 saves. So actually, we were talking about this at the break. Some second half adjustments. You know, not a lot of shots on net. It is 6-4, but a lot of passing from both teams, Mike.
Do you expect that Massapequa coach Mike Draper is going to look to increase the tempo maybe just a little bit in the second half? Or is he going to be content to play at the pace that most of the first half was played at?
Well, we got to, you know, if Coach Draper, he's talking to his team now, looks a little animate in that huddle. You know, this is a team that, you know, is at the top of Class A every year. But answer your question, you know, they have to pick up the tempo. The Wantagh defense has been great, I thought, forcing a lot of turnovers. But for Massapequa, they have to stop just passing it, and one of the guys just has to shoot it. I've noticed too many passes in the first half.
You see James Polo, the Wantagh coach, on your screen. Very interesting background for him as well.
Yes, Polo started as a student teacher in the district of Wantagh in, told me, 2002. So he's been around for 20 years, and he was teaching, and they asked him to be the JV coach up until 2010. He was an assistant on the varsity team from 2010 to 2018, and he's been the varsity coach for 3 years now. So both coaches pretty new to their programs.
We mentioned it during the first half, Chris. After covering mostly Suffolk in the early part of our schedule, our T&D schedule, this is our first visit to Nassau, and we were anticipating a really good rivalry, and we've gotten a pretty good game so far up till this point.
We have 6-4. I'm ready for a great second half. I think Massapequa picks it up a little bit, but I don't count Wantagh out. I think they can keep it up, maybe potentially win.
I think both of these teams want to play at a very deliberate pace. We saw a lot of that in the first half. A lot of working it around the perimeter, waiting for that perfect opening that they could get one of their offensive guys to slide into.
A guy who we haven't heard much from for Massapequa, number 19, Anthony Mollica. Fun fact, neighbors with Coach Polo. So a little neighborhood rivalry there in Massapequa.
Yeah, Malika, a kid that's going to Hofstra. Supposedly, according to his coach, he's got a big, heavy shot. We haven't seen a lot of it, though, here so far.
We haven't heard from Durnan, Malika Di Tommaso, who is getting looks from the Air Force, Drexel, and the Merchant Marine Academy. He's a lefty. So maybe these guys get involved in the offense more. It's been their 2 midfield studs, McDermott and Fitzpatrick, who's been leading the way.
And also, you see there on your screen, Will Greaves has been doing a good job on face-offs. He's every face-off for the Warriors so far this afternoon.
Yeah, definitely. And that's big. You could win the face-offs for your team, get the offense rolling. So Greaves has done well as both teams take the field. And we're ready for some second-half play here at Massapequa High School.
Quinn Tucker is the face-off man for Massapequa. He took the first few face-offs and then moved over in favor of Jack Prudenti. But let's see if they made some adjustments for him that'll allow him to win a couple more face-offs. So ready for action here to start the third quarter. From Massapequa, Mike Trezza, Chris Cayozo, our entire T&D sports video production staff. Very happy to be bringing you this game.
Looking forward to a great second half as the opening face-off is dropped.
This time it's Pequa that comes away with it. They're in the white. They move right to left as we start the third. Mike Dernan, the junior, with possession in the corner.
The guy's name who we haven't called. And now the fans getting a little more into the game here, especially the home fans who trail.
Wantagh trying to keep up the good defense that they played in the first half. McDermott's on the move to his right. Sends it right side to DiTomaso. DiTomaso plays out high, gives it up Radomski. Tries to move around Capelli. Chiefs once again being very deliberate. Here's a spin move, McDermott. Gets inside and he scores!
Massapequa goal number 3, Vincent McDermott.
McDermott's second. As we take a look on the replay. Nice spin. Gets his team back within one off the right hand.
Working against Mike Alfaro on that play. Faked him out with a spin move.
You see him right next to Coach Draper.
Greaves and Tucker again ready to face it off. Massapequa's just cut it to a 1-goal Wantagh lead. This time Wantagh comes away with it. They're on the attack. They're looking to move quick, and that ball is broken up by Kevin Fiola.
Wantagh's done a great job. If Massapequa scores one, Mike, they answer right back. See if they could do that here. Extend that lead back up to 2.
10.5 left in the third. Wantagh keeps possession. Now backs it out with Tyler Martini. Martini stands at the 45 with the ball. Gives it off to Sean Carlo. Or rather, it's Manier. Martini moving to his left. He fires. He puts it in.
Number 2 for Tyler Martini.
Wantagh goal number
And the team
17,
huddles
Tyler
up.
Martini.
Take a look here, Mike. Martini right, left. Getting checked, but off the left hand. Kind of confused the goalie there. And number 2 for Martini.
That was Ryan Weiserek checking him on that play. A last name that's very familiar to sports fans, lacrosse fans here on the island.
But we confirm no relation. But like Mike mentioned, a very familiar name. Good answer.
Scramble for it on the far side.
Good answer by Wantagh. They could do that for the rest of the game. They'll win this game. We have stoppage.
We're going to be taking a quick break and be back with more action right after this.
Leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. Half pipe leave you full of pain? We've got specialists for that. Orland & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle, so you can feel better faster.
This exclusive broadcast is brought to you by Orland & Cohen Sports Medicine, with over 15 locations on across Long Island and New York City. Orland & Cohen for all your sports medicine needs.
So Wantagh led by 2 at halftime. Massapequa cut it to 6-5. And Wantagh's just extended it again to a 2-goal lead.
As I mentioned before the break, Mike, if they could do that, answer Massapequa's goals, they'll win this game. But it first starts on the defensive end, where Coach Polo said their team is the strongest. Midfield defense and all-around defense. And their goalie, Ireland, has stood out, only allowing 5 goals through about 2.25 quarters.
Massapequa
A lot of guys we haven't called yet, Mike.
works it around. That shot came from McDermott, but it was turned away by Ireland.
4 saves for Ireland.
Now back the other way is off arrow. Capelli's behind. Dishes it off. And it's put in by Dylan Martini.
It's a family affair.
Wantagh goal number 7, Dylan Martini.
It's a 2 martini lunch.
Let's take a look. Great dish. Nick Capelli. And Martini didn't expect to be that open. He said, hey, I'll take that.
Nice low shot that time by Dylan. Just a freshman, but chipping in offensively and has just put his Warriors up by 3.
As we see him there. He wasn't expecting to be that open. A defensive mishap by the Chiefs. 3 goals now. Great feedback to their goalie, Ireland. And now Mike, Wantagh could go 4 goals here.
Reeves wins the faceoff again, that time against Prudenti. And Wantagh's back on the attack. They already lead by 3, 8.5 left in the third quarter. On the far side, it's Manier. That one's stopped by Gennady.
It's Gennadi's 4th.
Gennady looking for the clear. Not able to get the long one, but he does get the short one. McDermott carries into the offensive zone.
Every possession big now when you trail by multiple goals in the second half.
Bernie. Back behind to Dernan. Nice pass on the run. That shot went high from Bernie.
Massapequa struggling on offense. A team that's put up a lot of goals this season.
Now looking to quicken up the pace a little bit. McDermott sends it up top, and they whip it around the horn once again.
Well, let's credit Wantagh's defense, especially their goalie, Ireland.
Chiefs looking for an opening. McDermott has no room against Carlo. Once again, he's forced to give it up top.
Carlo, one of the best two-way players.
Shot from McDermott. Goes over the crossbar. But Massapequa's going to keep possession.
We talked about this at half. The game's moving pretty quick because there's not a lot of shots right now. Massapequa doing a lot of passing, as they did in the first half.
McDermott now is doubled. Chase behind, comes back out in front. Here's Bernie. He scores.
Massapequa goal number 13, Will Bernie.
Bernie, his second. Don't count the Chiefs out yet. As we see on the replay here, great dish by McDermott to Bernie. Really wound up that one.
That shot had some heat on it. So now it's 8-6 Wantagh. 6:40 left in the third.
Still a lot of game left.
Procedure call on Tucker is going to give possession to Wantagh.
So far, Wantagh's answered the call from Massapequa. Every time they've scored, Wantagh says, you know, I'll do it again.
Capelli carries it into the zone.
Tight game here in Massapequa.
Wantagh once again looking to slow the pace at the offensive end. Spin move. Tyler Martini has to give it up behind to his brother. Now dish in front. Oh, that shot was from point blank range, but not on target.
Danny Fassane misses.
Wantagh will get another chance to reset the offense. Tyler Martini up top. Sends it near side Capelli.
A guy who we haven't talked about much, Fassane. Scoreless so far, but a great dodger.
Manier. Ball is loose near side, and it's going to go back over to the Chiefs.
Careless turnover there by the Warriors, and if they want to maintain this lead, they can't have those happen.
It's inbounded by Fountain.
Massapequa now, Mike, trying to cut this lead down to 1.
Bernie looking for room with a couple spins. Gives it up top, Fitzpatrick. Back behind, Mike Durnan.
Let's see who they go to here.
Fitzpatrick, DiTomaso. DiTomaso looking to uncork that lefty shot. Instead, he gives it to Fitzpatrick, who sends it low and off target.
Fitzpatrick looking for the hat trick. Can't get it there.
McDermott working again against Capelli. Down to 4:40 left in the third.
Still a lot
Around
of
the
time
horn,
left.
now coming back this way. McDermott, spin move, thought about it, backed it off.
So that double coming from McDermott off the left side. One guy, two guy. You see that?
Quick double forces him to give it up. Now it's DiTomaso. Has to give it up Durnan. Massapequa very deliberate. They've had the ball for over a minute. Having trouble getting a shot uncorked.
Trying to lull the defense to sleep with all these passes.
Taking a lot of time on this possession. Fitzpatrick to Malika far side. Crowd getting impatient in front of us. Here's Bernie. Shot sails wide, but Massapequa keeps the ball.
A lot of passing, like you mentioned, Mike. And, you know, when you're down, you got to be quick. I guess the Chiefs think they have enough time to get back in this game, which they do. But they got to be careful like that, like a turnover.
Skipped off Fitzpatrick's stick, but he regained it.
McDermott a little timid now to shoot in the second half. But a great
Here's
spin.
a spin. A dish in front. Durnan uncorks the shot, but can't get it on target. Chiefs keep possession.
Got to be impressed with this Wantagh defense.
Durnan was right on the doorstep, but he couldn't get it home. Down to 2:15 left in the third. Chiefs still looking for an opening.
No plays drawn up just yet. A lot of passing around the perimeter. You know, down 2. You got to be careful here. you want to make sure you could score going into the fourth.
Despite being a goalie by trade, this is Coach Draper's stock and trade is the offense on this team. Up top, Fitzpatrick. Down to a minute and a half left in the third. Let's see if the Chiefs can end this quarter on a high. Fitzpatrick scoops it in.
The hat trick for Fitzpatrick.
Massapequa goal number
You've been waiting to
37,
use
Braden
that one.
Fitzpatrick, his third of the day.
As we see here, great pass. Fitzpatrick said, enough passing. Let me shoot. And that's his third.
DiTomaso drew attention to himself, drew a couple guys on him, and they left Fitzpatrick open.
Mike, I didn't realize. Hat trick for Fitzpatrick. There was a guy on Sayville, if you remember. You wanted to use that one. I took it from you here in Massapequa.
Do you write any of your own material, or do you
But I
just
didn't
steal everything?
I didn't remember from Sayville, that guy.
Back the other way quickly is Wantagh. They score with Greaves.
Wantagh could answer quick, and they did just then.
Wantagh goal number 4, Will Greaves.
Greaves usually a Fogo, but he stayed on long enough that time.
Again, we got caught up talking, and Wantagh says, enough talking, scoring for the Warriors.
He got leveled as he was getting that shot off as well, but able to put it home and put Wantagh once again back up by 2.
Massapequa cut it to 1. Good answer there by Wantagh, but it'll stay with Massapequa off the next straw.
McDermott brings it in play, far side. He's chased around by off arrow. McDermott now with the wheels. Trying to catch the Warriors off guard. We're down under a minute left in this quarter. Durnan looking to shake 2. Finally has to give it off. McDermott thought about it. Sends it up top to Bernie. Around the horn once again.
Gotta hurry up here if you're the Chiefs. Clock's against you.
Down to 20 seconds left. They trail by 2. Need to get another shot off before this quarter expires. Radomski scores!
That's a great last possession for the
Massapequa
Chiefs.
goal number 12, Patrick Radomski.
Making his dad proud on the sideline. As you see on the replay, watching the clock, Radomski gets the pass. He says, I got to shoot. And he does, and beats Ireland. Falls.
Found himself with room enough to put it in and cut the lead once again to a 1-goal Wantagh lead.
9-8.
Down
4
to
seconds.
just 5 seconds left in this third.
It's going to be Massapequa ball now, Mike. Last shot.
Procedure call on Greaves. And they can't get a shot off at the buzzer, but we've got a good one. We're going to step away and be back with the fourth quarter right after this. You're watching the High School Lacrosse Game of the Week, brought to you by T&D Sports Video Productions.
Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. Half pipe leave you full of pain? We've got specialists for that. Orland & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle, so you can feel better, faster.
Incredible pass. Look at Johnson on the other end. And then a goal back for Farmingdale.
Double comes every time Spallina beats it.
He's got to give it up. He does to his brother, who scores.
Spallina to Spallina.
You have Leonetti behind her. Matika fires and a save by Bowden. Her fourth already.
Fourth in 7 minutes. And another one.
Oh my, what instincts. And her
Minning score.
Gives it up, McNamara. He rips it and he scores. Welcome back, everyone, to Massapequa High School, ready for the start of the fourth quarter. Mike Trezza along with Chris Cayozo. Wantagh leads Massapequa 9-8 as we start the final quarter. Wantagh goes on the attack, but they lose it. They turn it back over to the Chiefs.
I'm expecting a physical fourth quarter, Mike. Even the goalie patted his chest. Punch for punch. This is a tight one. Massapequa, I don't think was expecting this out of Wantagh. Wantagh comes down, I want to say the southern state. Is that what road they would use to get here? Maybe Merrick Road?
Sunrise Highway, Merrick Road. Yeah, either one will work.
Right down Merrick Road for the crosstown non-league matchup.
Massapequa in the white moves left to right here in the fourth. Fitzpatrick up top. Gives it off to Bernie. Massapequa's been deliberate. Let's see if they quicken up the pace here. Back behind the cage, D. Tommaso. He's been quiet. Radomski. Now back it comes near side. It's D. Tommaso behind the cage. Massapequa's continued to play two guys behind the cage.
They love those long shots. Nothing around the crease for Massapequa.
Dernan looks for room. Bernie, Radomski. That shot sails wide. Came from Fitzpatrick. Now a shot from Malika, and that's a save by Ireland.
It's number 5 for Ireland. And now Wantagh,
Capelli on the run had it taken away, and Massapequa's back the other way.
looking to tie things up.
Di Tommaso in the corner. Now to Malika. Fitzpatrick looking for room. He has to go out wide.
Just about a quarter of the way through the corner. No goals scored. And the third quarter had a lot of goals. It was 6-4. And Massapequa outscoring Wantagh 4-3.
Now Vince McDermott is back on the field.
I had to do some quick math. Math is not my forte. That's why I'm a color commentator.
Bernie! 3 for him!
All right, I created my new one. Burn, baby, burn.
Massapequa goal number 13, Will Bernie. His third of the day.
And Bernie is on fire, and he's just tied this game.
Scored 10 goals from the same spot.
As we see up top, Bernie, I should say. Mike, I didn't steal that one, did I?
He faked a low shot. He got Capella sucked in and then came back high.
Now we're tied.
Greaves and Tucker to face it off. Tucker tries to get it ahead. Let's see if Massapequa can scoop the ground ball. It's still loose.
3 goals from Fitzpatrick and Bernie.
Push from behind on Wantagh is going to send the ball to the Chiefs.
It's a little deflating. Giving up the lead and then a call that goes against you. Clock is stopped. A little confusion here. So Massapequa have it.
It's Bernie who carries it in. Gets it back at the 30-yard line to Radomski. Well, Radomski's a big kid.
See if a screen comes here.
Fitzpatrick looking to split 2 defenders. He can. He gives it up top. Bernie, he sends it wide.
He wanted number 4. You can see the intensity on that field. Guys hitting each other. The fans. I think I'm hearing it most out of the fans.
Here's a shot from McDermott. He's turned away.
Save number 6 for Ireland. And now, guys, bodies hitting the floor.
Your prediction was right, Chris. Play getting a little physical with under 8 minutes left in this game.
What a spin. Good spin. Number 17, Tyler Martini. This game's intense.
Martini gives it off to his brother and gets off the field.
I want to say this one more time, Mike. Coach Polo said all of our games have been quality games, win or lose. And I would call this a quality game so far for the Warriors.
Let's see what Wantagh can do here. Ball is taken away. Nice defense by Kevin Fiola.
Picked up by Jack Schiffel.
Schiffel carries it in. He gives it off to DiTomaso. DiTomaso still on the move now, finally gives it up far side. Gives it off to Radomski, who travels behind. 6:40 left in the game. Team tied at 9.
I don't want to use the broadcaster's jinx, but we have not done an overtime game together, Mike.
Radomski tries to send it up top. He loses it. There's a battle for it. Tom Conway's after it, but Massapequa keeps it.
This game really picking up. A lot of passing. It was slow paced. And now, a lot of scoring late.
McDermott tried a couple moves and finally had to give it up. Small guy, McDermott, but very skilled. Those skills are going to send him to Hofstra next year. Round the horn, Fitzpatrick, far side. Ball dribbles away, but it's going to stay with the Chiefs.
Fitzpatrick almost slipped one in past Ireland.
McDermott.
Halfway through, Mike, it's going to come down to the wire here in Massapequa.
McDermott trying to slip Mendolia. Massapequa being patient. Their fans, not so much.
That's moving! That's a moving pick!
I think the Wantagh fans are getting involved now.
Quick shot from Bernie, but it goes wide of the cage. But I believe Massapequa's going to keep it. They will with McDermott.
The future pride of Hofstra starting up their offense. He has 2 goals.
Down to 4.5 left in this game. Teams tied at 9. Neighborhood battle here on the South Shore of Nassau. Radomski thought about it. Here's DiTomaso, sends it behind.
Back left, Mark.
Fitzpatrick looking to lose his defender. Couple spin moves, has to send it behind once again, McDermott. Under 4 minutes to go in this game.
Great defense by Thomas Conway, number 32.
Now it's DiTomaso. Looking to uncork the shot. Massapequa once again will keep possession.
Jack DiTomaso, no goals, senior. Not committed anywhere.
DiTomaso! Actually, it is McDermott who puts it in.
Massapequa goal number 3, Vincent McDermott.
As we take a look on the replay, a lot of back and forth play. Massapequa, their first lead since the first half.
Working against Stephen Mendolia. Mendolia came out wide a little bit too far, and McDermott beat him to take the lead for his Massapequa team 10-9 with 3.5 left in this game.
Face off a big one. If
Reeves looking in battle. And once again, he comes away with possession for his team.
it's a big answer here if they can. Down 1.
Capelli sends it up top. Tyler Martini. Right side, Carlo. Now Wantagh looking to eat a little clock.
Not too much. But you gotta make sure you tie the game first.
Step in, Ty, step in.
Wantagh spreads it out. Sean Carlo. We've got a flag coming in as Carlo got worked over.
Be a big man up for the Warriors.
Ball is knocked off the stick of Carlo, but he regains. 2.5 left in the game. Warriors have the flag in their back pocket.
You want to get a shot off here so you can get that extra man on. As Sakos almost lost it.
Martini on the move to his right. He fires and he can't get it on target.
So now Wantagh will have the man up. Can they force this tie?
It's Jack Schiffel who ends up in the box for 30. Carlo the trigger man. Wantagh the man up, approaching the 2-minute mark in this game.
Look for guys like Martini, Sakos, Carlo. Look for guys. As we hear the defense chants here at Massapequa, but the man up goes to Wantagh.
Good defense here by the Chiefs. We're down to 1:40. There's a shot from Sakos. It sails wide. And the penalty is over.
It is. About 45 seconds of penalty. Wantagh still maintains. Look at the tie.
Quick passing. Here's Carlo. He's high.
Very intense game here, coming down to the wire.
Wantagh with the ball. Trails by just the goal. Martini on the back pedal. Now goes behind. Martini turns and fires. That shot is way high. I think a Massapequa defender got a stick on it.
I think you're right, Mike. But still, Wantagh has possession. We're under a minute now. They got to hurry up.
Just need one to tie. Down to 50 seconds left. Here's Carlo near side. Tyler Martini. Once again, his shot is wide.
Good defense by Massapequa, forcing these long, uncomfortable shots. But Sakos has it tight to the net.
Sakos puts it in!
He snuck. Bam!
Wantagh goal number 1,
And we're
Bam
tied.
Sakos.
Bam Sakos on the replay. He said, you know what? I got to take this game over, tie it up, and he does. And we are tied now with 31.5 seconds left. Probably our game of the year so far.
He beat Ryan Fountain on that play. Fountain, a really super fast defenseman, but Bam beat him to the punch. And now we're tied at 10. 30 seconds left in this game. And we've got a timeout. This exclusive broadcast is being brought to you by Orland and Cohen Sports Medicine, the best in the business, over 15 locations in Suffolk and Nassau. Whatever your sports injury, Chris, they've got a specialist for that.
26 seconds, Mike. And this is probably, I said a high-scoring affair before the game. 10-10, Nassau, League A versus League C. This is coming down to it. And this, I jinxed it. I said the O word, and that's the broadcaster's jinx. But hey, as a broadcaster, I love overtime.
Bam Sakos, the junior, aptly named. His coach told us he's unafraid around that cage. He was unafraid that time, and he took matters in his own hands and tied this game at 10. As Chris mentions, we're down to just 26 seconds left in this game.
Great finisher, as we saw there. He's a tough competitor.
Tyler Martini.
It will be Wantagh possession now. They got to hurry up.
Carlo to Martini. Two-man game. They switch places. Down to 15. Martini on the move. Nice dish in front. The shot came from Fissain, but was not on target.
It's a great play run up there. You saw a guy cutting.
Down to 6 seconds left. Here's a long clear from Gennady, and that's going to do it. We're going to go to overtime.
At the end of regulation, the Chiefs are tied at 10-10. Overtime is about to commence in 1 minute.
So just 1 minute, Chris, and between the end of the fourth quarter and overtime.
Back in the Cage is excited to announce our collaboration with T&D Sports to bring more coverage to the high school game. Our mission at Back of the Cage has always been to provide the best-in-class coverage for boys and girls lacrosse. We are excited to work alongside T&D Sports to provide more coverage than ever and elevate the exposure of this great game across the Northeast.
Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. Half pipe leave you full of pain? We've got specialists for that. Orland & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle, so you can feel better faster.
Welcome back, everyone, to Massapequa High School. For the start of overtime, Mike Trez on hand along with Chris Cayozo to bring you all the action. We've got a really good one. 4 minutes on the clock. It's going to be Greaves against Tucker. And Greaves, once again, comes away with it for Nassau. For Wantagh, I should say. Quick timeout off the faceoff.
I think that's a Wantagh timeout. Coach Polo.
Talk about Coach Polo, Chris. He was telling you on the phone yesterday he wanted to come onto Massapequa's field and show everybody who his team was.
Yeah, they are a young team. I talked to him, and he said that, you know, he has got a lot of guys who are coachable, who are willing to work. They understand they're young. And Mike, he said, I'll be honest with you. You know, we're not looking, obviously, ahead for state championships, Long Island championships. We're focusing on the goal at hand. And that's just practicing every day and getting better. And I can tell you right now, he's very impressed with this performance. Win or lose in an overtime game versus a very competitive team in Class A, the Massapequa Chiefs.
Massapequa lost possession of that faceoff to Wantagh. You saw how quickly they were out of the huddle versus the amount of time Wantagh took in the huddle. So Wantagh will go on the offense to start overtime. Really good timeout right there by Coach Polo. Around the horn it comes, this time for Sackos.
One goal ends it here. So you want to drop a good play and not let the other team get the possession.
Carlo looking to draw the defense to him. He does, and he gives it off. Gets it back, almost loses it. Now he does. Ball is loose. Schiffel getting after it. Massapequa gains possession, and they call a timeout.
Like I mentioned, Mike, one goal can do it. So you have the timeout to use. Why not use it? So 3:11, a lot of time, but we noticed when Massapequa gets possession, they do a lot of passing. So, you know, you want to get the shots off before the end to win the game.
Really interesting point right there, Chris. Both teams get one timeout. Why bother holding on to it when you don't know how long the overtime is going to last? So as soon as Wantagh got possession, they called timeout. Now that Coach Draper's team got possession, they called a quick timeout.
You know, it's a use it or lose it kind of thing. If you don't, you know, if Wantagh scored on that possession, Coach Draper loses that timeout. So it's a good timeout for the Chiefs.
Despite the fact that they're going to go on offense, Massapequa was out of that huddle much more quickly than Wantagh was. So we'll see what kind of play they have drawn up here. 3:11 left in overtime. Teams tied at 10. Neighborhood battle.
Coming down to it. And here come the Chiefs, Mike.
Durnan takes his place behind the cage, gives it off to Radomski. DiTomaso near side. Bernie's had a good game. Let's see if they can give him a look. Vince McDermott on the far side. He's had a nice game as well.
A lot of passing. Sharing the rock.
Styles very deliberate. They continue that trend. Up top, Bernie. Now DiTomaso. Who's going to be the guy to take this shot? DiTomaso's been quiet. He gives it off up top, Fitzpatrick. Down under 2 minutes to play in overtime.
Defense tightening up for Wantagh. They don't want to allow that far shot. We've seen it from Bernie, from Fitzpatrick. They rather think beat them in the crease area, which they really haven't done today.
McDermott, DiTomaso. Fitzpatrick nearly slips down. He fires and he scores! There's the game winner!
Massapequa goal number 37, Braden Fitzpatrick. Chiefs win.
And his team mobs him on the field. With a minute 15 left in overtime, Fitzpatrick, number 4, and Mike, he just got it done. Through 3 defenders, beats Ireland. Heck of a game by the Wantagh Warriors, but Massapequa gets it done.
And as I mentioned, he drew the defense to him, nearly lost his footing, fired low, and was able to beat the goalie, number 37, Braden Fitzpatrick, with a terrific goal in overtime to give the Chiefs the victory in overtime, 11-10 over Wantagh, and send this crowd here in Southeast Nassau home happy. We're going to send it down in just a couple minutes to Chris, who's going to have our player of the game. But meanwhile, a terrific game, a neighborhood battle this afternoon between Wantagh and Massapequa. Wantagh led very late in this game. They gained possession first in overtime. Each coach called a timeout. Wantagh, Coach Polo, called a timeout as soon as his team gained possession. And then as soon as Massapequa got possession, their coach Draper called a timeout right away. He set up the offense off of that timeout. He knew he wanted the shot from Braden Fitzpatrick, number 37, the junior, who's committed to LIU. And we're going to see in just a couple minutes whether Chris can get him on camera. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back with more post-game coverage right after this on the T&D Sports Video Game of the Week.
Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. Half pipe, leave you full of pain? We've got specialists for that. Orland & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle, so you can feel better faster.
Incredible pass. Johnson on the other end, and then a goal back for Farmingdale.
Double comes every time Spallina beats it.
He's got to give it up. He does to his brother, who scores.
Spallina to Spallina.
You have Leonetti behind her. Batika fires, and a save by Bowden, her 4th already.
4th and 7 minutes. And another one!
Oh my, what instincts! And her
Manning score!
Gives it up, McNamara. He rips it and he scores!
Back here with the player of the game, Vin McDermott. Vin, it's a great game played by you guys. You won 11-10. Crosstown rivalry between you and Wantagh. What's the game plan going into today's game?
It's a big game for us right before we start our league play. We saw them beat Port overtime, so we knew what we were going into this game.
You guys are so deliberate with that passing. What's coach's mindset and message going into a game like this?
Not the first shot, the best shot, move it around, and just break down that zone and get the best shot.
An impressive win. You guys trailed multiple times in this game. What are you guys thinking when you guys are down multiple goals? You guys retook the lead in the 4th. All throughout the game, you trailing, though. What's the mindset?
We just got to keep going, keep hustling, and that's it. Just break it down, and we knew at the end if we kept playing our game, we'd win.
Looking forward to the rest of the season. You guys are in a tough Conference A. Any goals for the rest of the season?
We just want to keep going, keep winning, and playing our game. We think we're the best team in this conference, and if we keep playing, we think we'll win.
Then good luck the rest of the year, and congrats on the win today.
Thank you.
Back up to you, Mike.
Terrific interview by Vin McDermott with Chris Caioso. He played a great game for his Massapequa Chiefs. Fitzpatrick added the game-winning goal in overtime. So that's going to do it from here at Massapequa, where once again our final score is Massapequa 11, Wantagh 10. In overtime, our director is Tom Bruno. Our cameramen are Dave Stempel and Evan Laurie. Technical director Jamie Burkhart. For everyone here on our T&D Sports video production Game of the Week crew, including my partner Chris Caioso, this is Mike Trezor thanking you for watching and saying we'll see you next time on the Orland and Cohen High School Lacrosse Game of the Week.